Howdy y'all, G-Spree here, and today I'm here with Gatekeeper, a brand new isometric take on the roguelike genre. Disclaimer, this game was available during Steam's Next Fest demo. It was a demo, the full game comes out actually next month, which is pretty hype. And there's a prologue to it called Gatekeeper Infinity. It's completely free, and there's a couple of minor tweaks between that and the actual game that's coming out, but let's dive into the actual game. I will also say this may be a bit of a strange video because I didn't exactly know what I wanted going in, so that's why Mr. G-Spree over here is just kind of hanging out. Oh, whoopsie, I hope it's not too jarring. Anyways, as you can probably tell, there is co-op in this game, which is absolutely poggers. As of this demo, there are 4 characters that you can pick, choose, unlock, whatever. So there's 2 that you get right away, and then there's 2 that you unlock throughout actually playing the game. So the 2 characters you get right at the beginning for free are Hybrid and Nidum, or Nidum, or something. So Hybrid is basically a ranged person. They go pew 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 pew. They also have an explosive blast, which can inflict burn damage. They also have a teleporter, and then a beam that kind of ricochets off of enemies. It's pretty cool. So you'll see me playing them throughout the course of this video. Sorry I didn't get much more footage. I kind of didn't expect to be making this, especially like a month or 2 after we actually recorded it. Otherwise I would have gotten footage of other people. But anyway, Nidum over here, who half of the lobby here is playing. Wyatt and I are playing Hybrid, and Connor and Logan are playing Nidum, who is the melee guy. So he's got a little sword, and then he shoots something that explodes and has crows come down at him. I think he has a dash, and then he also shoots forward like a little circular spinning thing that just kind of does damage. So overall, they're pretty good, pretty cool picks. Obviously, they have some passive that makes up for what they're lacking in the other department. And then the items, of course, are, you know, a whole nother story. So the first unlockable character is Pandora, and Pandora is unlocked via basically obliterating. I believe after stage 10, you can get to the apotheosis. The apotheosis basically just ends your run, and then you unlock Pandora. So, I mean, you're gonna use this as an ending of the game, much like how Risk of Rain 2 before it actually came out. It was just you obliterated or went again. There was no Mithrix. So that's how you unlock her. Basically, she's kind of like a souped up version of the Hybrid. The first ability is pretty similar. The second ability is like a charged up blast that goes. She also has a heal orb, and then a like call down for lightning AoE attack, which is pretty darn cool. I know I'm not going into any depth here, but it sucks to suck, man. I'm working with what I got here. If you want to see more, if you want to see a full-fledged video when this game comes out, leave a comment or something, because I would love. We're gonna play this game regardless, and we love roguelites here. We love roguelikes. We love roguelites. I try to make it sound like I say either or, so that people can't get mad at me, because I can just be like, oh, I was saying roguelike, bro. I was saying roguelike, bro. Like there's in my dialect or whatever of English, there's a minute little level of detail, and I'm using that to my advantage completely. Anyway, the last character is Bastion. He's a big man with a hammer, and he's here to fuck up your head. Anyway, the last guy is Bastion, and he's a big man with a hammer, and he is about ready to just pound some boys out. What? Okay, so Bastion is a big man with a hammer, and he just goes around slamming with his hammer. You know, so this game has a similar system to the lunar coins in Risk of Rain, or the donuts, or whatever you want to call them. They're called like steering wheels, or actually I have no idea what they're called. I think they're called steering wheels. We're going to call them steering wheels. They look like little steering wheels. They're definitely not steering wheels, but you get them from like rare enemy drops, like super rare enemy drops, or you get them from like the boss, which I think spawns at level 5, 10, 15, 20, whatever. But you collect 10 of these, and then on the 4th or 5th stage, there's a hammer that is just on the map somewhere, and you just exchange the 10 coins, and then you activate the statue or the pedestal or whatever, and then you get the hammer man. So he swings around his hammer. It's actually pretty good. The range is actually pretty decent. He's got an earth shatter type thing, which is like an AoE blast around him. He's also got a dash that does damage to anything that he goes through, and then his ultimate is he just kind of like cries out. Well, not cries, it's like a war cry, but you know, he stuns everything in his radius, and it does damage to him, so he can whip around his hammer. So let's talk about items really quick. So there are 44 whole items so far in the game. 2 of them are amulets, 4 of them are cursed items, 6 of them are what they call structure changers, 3 of them are runes, and then 29 of them are just the basic items. So let's start from what I started with at the top, is amulets. So currently the 2 amulets are basically just like passive little spawny dudes. You know, they spawn units, and they go and do their thing. So one of them, I believe, summons just one thing that follows you around and does damage, and the other one summons like a bunch of little critters, basically. I don't want to dive too much into it. I don't want to give too much detail, because honestly, it's just better if you experience it for the first time. So pardon me if I'm sparing some detail. But the cursed items are super cool because they take away part of a stat, and then they give like a boatload of something to another stat. So one of them, to be specific, the one that is my favorite so far is the empty carapace. And what this does is it triggers your regen every 0.5 seconds, but your maximum health is decreased by 20%. So basically, you just increase your regen rate at the cost of health. But anyway, these structure changes are actually really cool things, and they kind of just change how your character plays. So one of them is like basically a backup mag, so you get an additional use of a skill. One of them has a like 35% base chance to send out a shockwave after you kill somebody, just like out, you know. It's pretty cool. I think that one's my favorite one so far. There is actually another one that gains additional charges of the fourth ability. So there's one for the secondary, one for the fourth ability, and actually I wonder if there are for the other ones. I'm not looking at it. I'm not looking at any right now. So it looks like it's just for the second item and for the fourth ability. Second ability and the fourth ability. So anyway, there's also runes of creation, which are kind of like, I don't even know what you would call these. This one releases an energy wave similar to that inertia with that shock wave. Oh, on receiving a fatal blow, 50% of your max health. So there's a regen thing, or like a free revive thing. There's also something that drops a vessel from a killed enemy, and I guess it does damage in a little AoE of where the dead person is. Like I said, there's 29 basic items, and there's some spoilers, but pretty much if you are super interested, there is a wiki that I'm referring to, but also you can kind of just see the items that we pick up, and then I believe it tells you how it stacks in the game, which is actually really cool. So I did play all of the characters, and I have to say hybrid is my favorite, and that must be saying something about my playstyle, because my favorite character in Risk of Rain is also the default character Commando that you get just by opening the game, and it's just the basic character, and there's 20 other people on the roster that you can play, and there's bots to play other people, and I just want to play the Commando, man. But anyway, the boys and I had an absolute blast playing this game, and in our eyes, so we played a lot of games over the Next Fest demo. The Next Fest demo was just an absolutely amazing time this year, and we are so excited for so many of these games that are coming out and have come out. But we will be playing this on launch, whether it's going to be streamed, whether I'm going to make another video on it. So let me know what you guys think of this. But this game won our 2024 Next Fest demo, and we cannot wait to play it next month. It's going to be Pog. So that just about does it, honestly. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know it might be a little bit short, but I really just wanted to showcase Gatekeeper. I think it's a really fantastic game, and we're super excited to play it. I don't know how many times I've said we're super excited to play it, or that it's really good, or whatever, but it's just, I've been playing Risk of Rain for like 4 or 5 years off and on, and so it's really cool to see another game come along that's like, it's similar to it, but it's so different enough that when I play it, I'm playing Gatekeeper. I'm not playing a clone or a copy of Risk of Rain 2, which is very cool. Thank you all so much for watching, as usual. If you'd like to see more of this style or of this game, please let me know. Comment and say what's up. Okay, that's about all I got for today. See you next week, or catch you on stream.